Hello, everybody. Welcome to the exciting episode. Do we really know them? Let's go ahead and play the intro so you can figure out who our guest is. I'm sure you know because you have been seeing the flyer. Let's go and show you the intro. See you in about 40 seconds or it's the 33rd episode today. Enjoy.
Mike Ashabraner, and
All right, let's go ahead and bring our special guest all the way from Kentucky. Here he is, KFC Dan. Three, two, one. All right, welcome to the program, Mike. How are you today?
oh man, I am tired but excited, Omar. Man, you're a good dude. That's why I'm here. I like you. You're just a fun
Awesome.
guy, man. We need more Omars in the world. How are you,
I'm
man? How you doing?
awesome as well. I'm doing well. And finally, after 33 episodes, you agreed. And a few weeks ago, you were on my game show as well. I hope you enjoyed that. And happy to have you on. Do we really know Mike?
Hey, it's a pleasure. I had a couple friends that watched that, and they were texting me. They said that's the funniest thing we've ever seen. I'm like, I'm telling you, man. We got to put a spotlight on this. More people need to see your stuff, Omar.
Oh,
Fantastic, man. Spot on, dude.
I agree. With that, we already have Sam here. Good evening, friends. Is it evening already in Virginia? Mostly the sun must set down sooner there than in the west here.
Yeah, he must have a heel. And the hat game, Sam, the hat game is strong, man. Glad you're here, brother.
Exactly.
Check that out. Where's your hat, Omar?
I need a hat. Well, I do have one here, but it's not the typical hat like your hat. You're the fancy hat. You have the good one there. I have the Bosnian hat from Bosnia.
Yeah, I can't wear. I look like a bottle cap when I wear. Yeah, it's
Exactly.
real funny looking. Yeah, I
Exactly.
can't pull it off, but you can. You look good in it.
I can't wear it now because I need to look more professional on this, and so I gotta prepare for my other program that I'll be doing later. So, do we really know Mike? Ready to get to know you?
Hey, this ain't scripted, everybody. So this is raw. That's why I like Omar. I have
Exactly,
no
exactly.
idea what he's gonna ask me. So go ahead, fire away. I'm a little
I,
nervous.
we had no calls before. He agreed. Now we're gonna get to know him really. Okay, question one. I can ask you anything. I can ask you your hat size too. So let's see. Okay, I'm on a vacation road trip and have pulled over to grab a bite to eat at. Where would you eat, Mike?
Yeah, whatever doesn't serve sushi. I guess I'm pretty easy going, man. I like those little diners, like the mom and pops in the country where you're like, why did someone build this here? Like, there's nothing else there but like a catfish,
Yeah.
restaurant.
Oh wow.
Those are my favorite places to go, man. But honestly, I love those, man. It's because it's just like somebody's mom opened up a restaurant, so you can find a lot of good cuisine and people at those kind of places. So
Okay.
if you can find Google Maps and just stop at some kind of small family-owned restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can spend hours there. It's really wild, especially in the country. So
They
that's where I
are.
go. I like Hungry Pelican and
Oh
places
wow.
you've never heard of. Yeah.
Amazing. Can you give us an experience where you had an interesting bite to eat in one of these small shops? Because I know they can be interesting, and you might have an interesting. Can you remember one? What's the name of the place? And give us your
I,
experience with it.
I don't remember the name of the play. I'm glad because I don't want to say anything ill about anybody or
Yeah.
anybody's business. But my father-in-law, this was years ago. My father-in-law, we were going to Del Hollow to go fishing, right? And we went to he kept raving about this catfish. He said, "Oh man, this catfish is amazing. It's the best catfish ever." And I couldn't wait. I mean, weeks and months waiting for this catfish at this restaurant. Yeah, long story short, man, it was the worst catfish I've ever had. It's like somebody took that square fish from the cafeteria at school and soaked it in water, man. It's the
Oh
worst
wow.
thing I ever had. To this day, I won't let it down. If he says, "Hey, let's go here and eat," it's good. I said, "Well, I don't want to go. Like, I get to pick the restaurant." Yeah, I don't trust you.
That's funny. Or try a different menu there. So awesome, awesome. I like that. That's a good story. With that, there's Kevin. Wonderful Kevin. Calling all the Hounds of Business members, having fun, inspirational leader. And then also, thank you for being here. Kevin, love to have you on this program later on. And glad you're here. There's another friend here also, Michelle Ramos. That's probably one of your connections? And Ma and
Yep.
Pa Diner. So to of them. Awesome, awesome. All right. I think you get a 93.5% on that question. Let's go to the next one. Yeah,
Oh no, oh no. Are we graded? Is this graded? Is this a quiz?
it depends.
Oh
It
no.
depends. At the end, I'll give you the final clue. And that one
Hey,
I'm going
hold
to
up.
ask.
Hold up. I'm gonna
Yeah.
grade Omar. All right, so everybody in the hounds, all right, friends of the hounds, we're gonna grade Omar now since he's gonna put me on blast.
Yes,
All right. And
yes.
speaking of that, Kevin, we were talking about you. All right, so it's good to see you, Michelle and Sam. Man, I appreciate you guys. So we're gonna grade Omar's questions. Tell him 1 to 10, 10 being the best. Let's go.
Exactly. Okay, best vacation spot. What is your best vacation spot? We talked about dining and food. Now you're on the road, and then you stop here. Someplace you like to spend a lot of your time in.
What's a vacation? Okay, so I finally took one back in August because I
Oh
just
wow.
work, man. I love what I do, and I got mission to make. But I tell you, we just went to Hilton Head. So we went
Yeah.
to the beach in South Carolina, and then we went to Orlando at Disney. And
Wow.
I honestly, I could go back. I didn't. I'm not a beach kind of guy. I would have said Gatlinburg or something real country, like Dolly Parton land or something. But I really loved Hilton Head, and it was fancy too, Omar. So when we
Yeah.
came in, it was like they came out and they took your luggage, and you had to tip the guy. I had seen this in movies, man, but so I grabbed my stuff. I was like, "Here, just give it to me." He's like, "We're not allowed to let you do that." I was like, "You're not allowed to. I brought it here. Can I not take it up there?"
Yeah.
He was, "Who's this guy?" I'm running around in a camo hat, helping the bellman and stuff. So anyway, yeah, I loved it. It was right on the beach line. It was just and honestly, not to get corny, but I grew up dirt poor, man, and been that way for most of my life. And so it was just a real triumph, to grow a business and to see my little girls. I remember standing there in the ocean, and on the left side was the 6-year-old, and on the right side was the 12-year-old, and just vast ocean, man, nothing in sight. And it was just a really fun moment to say, man, I did this. I
Yeah.
paid the price. I went through a lot, and they get to do what I didn't get to do as a kid. As a parent, that's probably one of the best things that I could experience. Like see them to have the things I didn't have. Is another reason that keeps me up in the morning and go through all the stuff we go through right, to build a business and do something special. So I'd say I can't wait to go back to the beach, man. I really, oddly enough, I enjoyed it, and I like watching them play. Was really the epitome of it. The family having fun. I don't need much. I just need respect. Right? That's why if they're happy and they're doing, that's what I need. So if they
Amazing.
want to go somewhere, yeah, wherever they want to go, that's where I want to go, man.
That's awesome. So
I
where
can't.
was that at the beach at? Was that like in the somewhere in the East Coast?
Yeah, yeah. So it's the East Coast, South Carolina. It's Hilton Head. It's on like a little. You kind of drive over to like this little island. Oh, real fun, and it's right on the coast. Anyway, man, it was 5 star. You could
Wow.
see the beach. You could walk to it in like 3 minutes. I mean, it was right on the beach line. It was just fun to see them. And take the
Amazing.
road trip, and yeah, yeah, it was a good time, man.
Awesome. Kevin is honored to be with one of my guests. Definitely, we'll talk about that. And then,
Yeah.
she's joining us from North Carolina. There's a lot of nice people there that I know. And here's another one. Good to see you here to Michelle. And then also, LinkedIn is lagging like crazy. And then,
Oh
thank
no.
you, sir. You as well. I've been terribly keeping up in touch with people. That's awesome. And happening in real life. Okay, perfect. And then Kevin comes back again. Much better without the lag. Yeah. Okay. That's only the second question. Guys, are you rating my questions like Mike said? Please do. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll give that one a what it was 7.8.
7.8.
Do you
I'll
agree?
give you on that one at 97% on that one because it was more intrigued and family oriented. So you get a higher score on that one. Okay.
Thank you.
And okay, he loves North Carolina. Oh, cool. He was here in the States. Okay. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, hat size. Oh, I knew this would be on here. Do you know your hat size?
Yeah, hang on. 7, it's 7 and, there it is. Oh, wait a minute. So the 60, I don't know, it's 17 and 3/4 if you do, the English system. I
Oh,
think
wow.
that's it. It's either 17 and a half.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I got an egg-shaped head. It's more, it's
Uh-huh.
more egg-shaped, and that's why I look funny in ball caps and bandanas. I look like a chicken nugget. It's really
Oh,
weird, but, yeah, I still
anyway,
have hair, and that's what
it's a
matters.
nice hat. What do they call that kind of hat anyway? Is it a hunting hat or what?
Some people call it boonie, ghillie hat. Yeah, it's just I hiked a lot, right? So at fire department, and I love durability. And the only clothes for like deep woods hiking and stuff and overnight is military gear, man. So I just went to the army surplus store, dropped $30, lasted 10 years. Like,
Oh,
man,
wow.
I don't want to. Oh, I bought some clothes. I'm not going to say from who, but I bought some clothes from a major, everybody's there kind of stuff,
Yeah.
and it disintegrated in the washing machine, man. I washed this thing, pulled it out, and water pretty much disintegrated this. And
Oh,
I was
wow.
like, "Well, I'm back to the army surplus store, man. That stuff you can deep fry it and it still be okay." Like, so yeah, and this hat's about 100 years old. I spent $5 on it maybe 6, 10 years ago, and it's probably been the best $6 I've ever spent. It's probably worth $10 now, but
I, I,
I'm not
I
really
got one
not really
when
happy.
I was in San Diego SeaWorld. There was one like it, and I still have it. It's been over like maybe 10, 15 years now, and I still have it. I love it. It's a good hat. It's a nice hat. Like a fish. Isn't it a fisherman hat? Sometimes they call it a fisherman hat too, right?
Yeah. Well, I like the bigger brim. I like the ones where you see the older ladies outside in the garden with them big straw hats at the brim. Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that. It keeps my neck from getting too red. That's seriously,
exactly.
it keeps
It's
it
perfect.
keeps a little sun off of.
And then we have somebody else who's saying your hat size is 7.5. 7.5.
Okay, it was 7, not 17. I guess 17 would be like, a giant. Yeah, there's a 7 in it. Thank you, Michelle.
She knows her hat size. That's awesome. Appreciate that. We have a hat size expert. Okay. Now, what makes a good businessman? Here's a kind of a serious question. What would make a good businessman in your words?
Well, that's a loaded question. Yeah. All right. I, that's a very subjective. Here's how I'm going to frame it. What makes me a good businessman, right? People that I want to do business with, right? To me, it's the who. It's the values, Omar. It's your intention, not perfection. It's hard to say, but there's just something about certain people,
Yeah.
right? And there's a handful of people that I have met, not even recently, right? And also through the hounds of business,
Yep.
whether they're successful or on their way to whatever they define as success, but they're unwavering in their values, whether you agree with them or not. These folks will lose millions of dollars because they don't believe in it. They won't compromise who they are, their position on this earth, and what they're here to do, right? And I very much admire these men and women who lead this way. So, to me, good is saying, hey, I could make a lot of money, but I won't be able to sleep at night. This may not be in the best interest of the people who back me up, right? Or the mission that I'm here. It can compromise the long game. So they're long-term thinkers. They don't waver in their belief system, but they're willing to change their belief system if they see, hey, maybe I'm off, right? So they're coachable, but they're resolute. Those are the people I surround myself with. Those are the people I aspire to be like, and they're just on this self improvement journey. They realize, and I'll stop. They realize that their business. Sure, we have marketing and business issues, but they also understand that the gasoline to the effectiveness of your business is who you are, right? Your soft skills, your confidence, your self worth. You're stand up for someone, even if it might cost you that position. I'll give you an example. When somebody says something real crazy to someone in a business setting, it takes a lot of courage to say, that's you don't need to do that, or to stand up for someone that you pretty much know that this person's not going to like it. It could cost you business. They're going to go run, talk about you behind your back, and you do it anyway, right? So you're trying to be a good man or woman and do good and make an impact, even when things aren't being nice to you and people aren't doing good to you. Does that make sense? So it has to do with who you are as much as what you do. Because I rather train. I got somebody, people I work with. I train them for 6 months. Right? I could hire someone who's ready made, but I'd rather have this loyal person who appreciates all that they're getting, right, and wants to reciprocate that and push it in their own way whenever they want. That's important to me. I'll put up and pay that person for 6 months rather than someone who might, cause problems and not have any moral compass. Right? Does that make sense?
It does. It does. Yeah, that's the important thing, right? If you're gonna be dealing with business with somebody, especially, somebody has to appreciate you rather than want the interest or the money or whatever part of that job is. So that's important. I mean, it's a big topic. I know you spend probably the most time on this question. And that's important to know what is an actual businessman. It's not easy to have partnership with somebody, and like you mentioned, a lot of the information there. So yeah, I agree with that. With that, I'm ready to go on to the next question. And Michelle is saying it takes courage to be vulnerable with people. It does, yeah. I mean, the more you're exposed, the more you know with people, the more you have hate. Everybody, I'm sure, has one or two person in their life that are no longer in their life, and then you say who are your real friends are, right? You can figure out that is, and then you don't worry about them because you already worry about yourself and the people who care. So you gain 10 people, you lose one.
Well, and understand it's not between you and others. The mature response is
Yeah,
it's between you and you, right? You and your mission, you and God, if that's how you view it.
yeah,
And so you get in where you fit in. Just go out there, understand everything changes constantly. I hate it, but you accept it, right? And
yeah,
so instead of wishing the tsunamis of life away, take your head out of the sand and start learning how to surf on those tsunamis, right? And people,
true.
I'll stop here, but somebody asked me the other day, they said, "What do you do?" And I wanted to be cute. So I thought about it. I said, "You know what I do? I
Yeah,
take dog do and I turn it into fertilizer and I teach other
yeah,
people how to do the same." That's
yeah.
really everything in life is meant to break you. And it's a very negative world.
It
But when
is.
you learn how to take this and turn it into something useful, then life gets exciting again. And you're around people like you see here in the comments and the hounds and the friends of the hounds, man. That's why I'm here because
Yeah,
they want to go there too. They're going to push me up. I'm going to push them up. Makes life a lot easier to manage and navigate and learn through. So, hey, that was a 10 out of 10 question.
it,
That's
it does.
that's
It
my
is. It
favorite.
is. Yes, yes. Exactly. Perfect. All right, let's go to the next question here. All right. Worst job I ever had. I don't know if worst would be the worst word to use, the best word to use, but I mean, every job is an experience. But what would you say? Now, this is a
Okay.
paid
So,
job or an unpaid job, either or.
oh gosh. Uh, wow. Now I wish I had heads up on this one. So, oh look, hey, Dr. Cynthia. Wow, good to see you. Hey, congratulations. She's doing amazing things for moms and babies. Hey, good to see you. She just
Awesome.
wow. All right.
Welcome on the show. Yeah.
It would I would say that challenging and the most funny was my first job was at Burger King, right? Um, so I didn't like to clean the bathrooms, Omar. I'll be honest, man. I liked the job. It was a fun job, but they wanted me to clean all these bathrooms, man. I was like, nah, I don't. If they could,
Yeah.
and we were positioned right next to like a popular travel, right off the expressway, the
Yeah.
interstate. So yeah, I think that, and then also, we had some really mean guys, so they would do the stuff like throw the milkshakes in the windows, kind of stuff. Like, you know, I think Burger King was fun itself, but man, I remember, it just I didn't like it. I didn't like the bathroom stuff. Um, but also the hardest job it was hauling tobacco, man. I was probably 10 years old. Yeah, I
Oh
was
wow.
probably 10 years old in the
Uh-huh.
country, and they
Yeah.
would have the tobacco fields. And man, carrying that around, I looked like an ant carrying a big twig. I was like 50 pounds carrying this huge stack of stuff around at 10 years old, like little Hercules. Um, but those were the hardest jobs. But
I'm
you know,
sure.
I
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't have a horrible job. I just had jobs that were jobs. I'm not a job type of guy. If I get a job today, I get fired today. I was meant to go out there and figure it out, build my own goals and dreams. There's nothing wrong with a job, but I just don't want to build someone else's goals and dreams. It's either that or build your own. And I just had tremendous courage and some naivety, to just kind of go out there and figure it all out. And but that's how you change the world. That's how you change, all the things you can't stand out there, right? All these folks in the comments, all these people, they want to make an impact. They want to take all that, horrible challenges and things in life, and they want to be a part of the solution. And that's what I'm about. That's why the hounds exist, because if I'm going to drive off the cliff, I don't want Omar to drive off. I want to say, hey, Omar, watch out for that cliff, right? And
Yeah,
that's the way we pay it forward. Help Omar be successful. And Omar is a good dude. He's going to help me be successful, right? It's back
exactly.
and forth ping pong. So,
Oh yeah,
you know,
absolutely. All right, let's go on to the next one. Would you say 9.9 or 99% on that one? Yeah.
you get a 10, I get a 2. I didn't really do that good. I'm self-aware man. It's okay. I don't bat 1,000. I'm all right.
Awesome. Michelle says one step at a time. Awesome. Thank you for your comments. And you can always view this on my channel at the bottom there. Live Omar, the number 2. Or you can search Do We Really Know Them? This is a show about knowing people from LinkedIn and networking and all that. Okay. Well, next question. I believe this is question 8, if I'm mistaken. If I had a ticket to any planet in space, I would go to. Where would you travel to?
Wow. I'd have to say Mars. I really would.
Mars.
I, I would really go to Mars. That's probably the first place that we're going to go explore, be able to set foot in. Probably, maybe not in my lifetime, but who knows? But it's the closest one. I think that would be interesting. Plus, there's all kind of stuff like the rover. You seen where they put the rover on there, and then they
Oh
saw a
yeah,
man's shadow, like the man's shadow's working on the rover, and all this
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
conspiracy type of stuff. I would really love to go and see, hey, what's going on Mars?
What
What's
would
going
you
on
do?
Mars?
Okay, you land there. What's the first thing you would do, Mike? You're on Mars. They give you the ticket. You made it. Took the whatever 5-10 hours to get there, maybe. What would you do? What's the first thing you would do?
Well, I hope there's a home cooking restaurant there, but right now I think there's nothing there. I don't know. Take pictures, maybe regret coming to Mars because there's actually nothing there. I honestly don't know. But if I had, like, if Elon was with me, right, and he wanted to just build something, uh, you know, I, I don't have a clue. Man, this is a great question. I'm bombing these now. Um, I, I don't take pictures, man. I don't have no idea. I, probably somebody help me out. Why y'all get quiet in the
Yeah,
comments? Do
yeah.
you
Come
see
on,
me
guys.
flopping?
How about open a
Help
restaurant?
me.
Open up a mom and pop
Open
restaurant
a
there.
restaurant.
Be the first person to open a restaurant.
Well, first I got to find some water, or I'm not going to be on Mars very long. That's the first logical step, and then build a good catfish restaurant. That's number two, and I guess invite some friends. But it's funny about this is that I think I kind of, again, this is just me talking. I'm not trying to get a debate going, but
Yeah,
I think we ought to fix our planet, make sure we don't screw up another one. That's kind of
yeah.
the logical step. Is like, hey, if before we go messing up another planet, let's see if we can figure out how to kind of fix ours first, and then explore it. So I'm more concerned about fixing ours, and then go and not jack up Mars. How about that?
I agree. Yeah, fix ours because we have a lot of problems. Definitely environmental,
Yeah,
political, whatever it is, and then we're trying to go there. But then human beings are very explorative. They like to go out and see things, and so they want new things, right? Like going to the bottom of the ocean, going to the top of the Earth, going in atmospheres, going to planets. They want to explore these unknowns, which fascinates people. That's what I believe. It's fun. Okay,
I
let's go
find it
on.
fascinating. I'm going to get a telescope. I've been staring at the stars like they haven't been there for 43 years, and it's just a fascination for me. So yeah, I'm good just exploring it. I don't have to have the answers. I just want to go see it.
Next question. What is or where is your family heritage from? Where do you originate from? Your uh,
Yeah.
Ashenburner. Is that German? Is that
It is. Yeah, it's actually South German, and it's. I would say the best I can guess was about 70 to 75% German descent from both sides of my grandparents. Last
wow?
name was Vol. My great grandparents' names was Vol, and then on my dad's side, a lot of German descent there as well. And a fun fact, I didn't know this for a long time. My wife is at least what 1/6, 1/8 Indian,
Oh wow.
the
Okay.
Cherokee, yeah. And so yeah, it's mostly German. I think there's a mix of other stuff in there. I wanted to do one of those tests, that 23andMe stuff. I just never got around to it, and I don't know, but yeah, I think that's where a lot of I can see a lot of traits when I meet certain different people. I had a teacher that was a German, and he had a shirt that says, "You could tell a German, but you can't tell him much," or something. Something like it. He was very proud
I've
German. I
seen
learned
that
a lot
before.
from him.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it.
Yeah, but I,
That's
I
awesome.
love the heritage and I love the history of the country. People don't know this, Omar,
Yeah.
but I'm a huge ancient Rome and medieval buff. Like I,
Uh-huh.
I know geology, but only from 1500s backwards. Like I don't know. Like I still call but somebody Istanbul. That was Constantinople, right?
Yes.
That's how
Yes.
my
There's
brain
a
works.
song.
The
There's a
battle
song,
map.
right? The song. There's a
Yeah,
song. Have you heard of it? Istanbul
yeah,
was Constantinople. There's a song. There's a from I think from
yeah. I
the
heard it.
60s. Yeah.
And like I can tell you where the Ottoman Empire was, but I can't like today. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what it become. Like so, I really love that. But I think Germany has some of the richest history. The castles are still there in real time. It's just a gorgeous country. I can't wait to go. I really want to go there. My grandma went there when I was a kid and took that old video, the
Yeah.
VHS, and I fell in love with it. I was
So
like,
you've
man,
never been there.
history
You've
on.
never been to Europe. You definitely need to go to Europe. I've been there a couple of times. I'm from the Balkans originally, and so I've been maybe 2, 3 times already. And it's beautiful. When you go there, you feel your heritage. I'm sure when you land there in Germany, you'll be like, I'm home. Like something in your soul will tell you that you're from there. I had our last guest who was here. I'm sure you know her. And she was on the show, and she was like, she's Mexican, but then when she landed, she's like, I feel like I'm Egyptian. So something is connecting me to that part of the world. Alejandra, you probably know Alejandra, and so that's what she was saying. That so sometimes you connect where you're from, and then I feel like that's where you're actually from culturally. So when you go to Germany, you're probably gonna feel it. You're gonna feel that in your bones.
Oh yeah, man. We could go on and on. You better stop me. But hey, what's Omar get for these questions? I think he's doing good. I think he's doing better than me. I'm going to give you an 8 to 10 on these, man. You're a
Getting
you're a
higher up
rock
there than
star.
average.
Yeah, you're great. You're a great host, man. I love this.
Awesome. And then Crystal here. Hello, Crystal. New person to be on this stream right now. Okay. Next question. We're almost done. Okay. So there's 2 more questions. If this is a question for everybody, if I would invent an item or an idea to help mankind, what would it be? What would Mike invent to help mankind? So 32 people before you answer the question. And so go ahead.
No, go ahead because
I'm
I want
done.
to hear what you got. Oh, okay. I, I've already done it. So hey, Elon Musk, I believe if somebody had said before that
Yeah.
he was going to fund $1 billion, a billion, if
Yeah.
someone can figure out how to cure world hunger. A lot of folks don't know this, man. Most people don't. There was a 3-year period where I led a nonprofit, right? And most of it was for food insecurity locally. There was about 15 of us in Louisville, 15 sister organizations. And that was a funny story, but I won't get on into it. It was like me leading a nonprofit was like letting a pit bull out in a house full of cats, Omar. It was,
Oh
I
wow.
had a different mindset. I came from business and I related to the kids, the kids and the families because I grew up poor, right? I grew up like this. So yeah, I figured it out. I figured out on a micro level how to solve right the local issues of hunger, the distribution issues of hunger. And we did that. And I've also sat around and thought about it just because my brain works that way of in about a 10 to 20-year period of how to solve world hunger right, on an international scale. Right? It can be done. Now, will it be done? Depends on, human nature and the interest and all that. But it very much can be on a micro regional level because I proved that works. But I
Yeah.
think I've got the solution for the micro. I think that's it. If we can get the world hunger situation um, then we can try to fix other issues, and then we can go to Mars and not jack up Mars. Right? To go
That
back what we
makes
were just
sense.
talking about.
A lot of that, I would say, in terms of the world hunger, a lot of the powers of the world to be, they want to keep the money to themselves. When they actually think of others, I think world hunger would end. That's the key. You got to think about other people rather than yourself. And then this goes. It could be me. It could be anybody. we need to stop thinking about ourselves and start thinking about other people more and more than we already are. If we are, great, but then we gotta push it more. We're actually thinking about that other person. Maybe we're rich, maybe our neighbor is good. We might have some poor neighborhoods or somebody there in America or anywhere. There's a lot of poor people everywhere. Start taking an hour a week or an hour a month. Just go out and try to invest. And so if we have like this community like Mike's doing and all that, it can end. So he's optimistic about ending it, but you gotta have belief that it would happen.
Oh, also too, I mean, it doesn't require a lot of change. That's the problem. People don't like, why am I going to do this? You know, we got to be realistic. So it fits into pretty much, you know, the flaws system that we live in. So we don't have to throw the baby out with the bathwater to implement these things. And I don't have all the answers. I have the framework. So people
Yeah.
smarter than me could come in and say, wow, that crazy guy's got the framework. Let's actually fill in the gaps and make this something meaningful. And it's something I want to do. That's why I want to make millions and millions, and so I can just start funding my own crazy projects. I'm not going to wait around for someone else to fund it. Dadgummit, we're going to fund it. Right?
Exactly.
That's how you do it.
I would like to shout out Alex, a new employee that we just hired at our company, and so she's watching there. Thank you, Alex, for watching. She did a
Thank you,
thing,
Alex.
but go ahead and write a comment on the thing if you're able to. She just gave hearts there. Awesome. We have a few comments here. We have one more question here, and we'll be done. So Kevin was saying that he wants to go with you to Germany. So we'll take a trip. Let's all three of us go over. He wants you to go there.
I love it.
Well, definitely. Yeah, you should. Europe is great. It's a different environment, and you can just take an 8-hour flight over there, watch a movie. You'll be there in seconds. Like I said, I went there in October. I took a 10-hour flight, 11 a.m., got there 5 a.m. their time. Nobody was in the airport. I got in. American passport, very easy. They stamp you. My friend picked me up. It was an interesting experience. Definitely. When you turn 50, you should definitely do something big.
Yeah, and that's not too far away. And then we can go. All of us can go over there to Australia and see Christine Bell. Right?
Oh,
We go.
yeah.
I got to see Australia. That place, man.
Oh.
They got giant kangaroos just walking around the beach. No one's caring about it. Like, it blows my mind. We don't have the humongous birds kicking people. Yeah, it's just, I got to go see this for myself.
Yeah,
I'll be scared to death.
Australia is an interesting part. Like, you can see the Kiwis. So is a Kiwi is actually the people live there, or the Kiwis are actually the creatures, or what is an actual Kiwi? That's what I'm gonna ask when I get an Australian on this show, which I do have some Australian connections. The first question is gonna be, what is a Kiwi?
Dude, it really is, you know, the one of the wildest places. She'll send me pictures like when she walks out of her house and there's a kangaroo trying to break into somebody's car. That messes my mind up. We have a couple dogs around here. That's as bad as it
Yeah.
gets. I mean, we might have a black bear. Like, we don't have serious wildlife like that, man. I might have to hire some bodyguards or tour
I know,
guys,
like
but I would love to see it.
kangaroo and the gators there. Oh my god, the gators
Oh,
and they're crazy. Like, even though, I mean, can you imagine the crocodile hunter guy? And then he was like, oh, with the that guy was able to wrestle an alligator, but guess what? An alligator did not kill him, but what killed him was a stingray, right?
Yeah, that ain't that crazy? All that stuff that man did was yeah, dude. But yeah, I I'll be honest, like, Alaskan wildlife, man, that's all the West Coast USA.
Yeah.
That's a different. Our wildlife is very different. So I would not walk around thinking, you know, I can do East Coast, but it's fascinating. I would have to go. I'd have to pay somebody to make sure I stayed alive, but I would love to go see.
You can handle the bears and the snakes and all those. Those are nothing. That's nothing, Mike, for you. Awesome. So we did go over time. That means you are a special guest. When we ever go over 30 minutes, you are a special guest, and we have a guy. You probably know Stanley Green. He has a catchphrase that says, "We went into overtime." Do you know Stanley Green? If you don't, you definitely should know Stanley Green. He's an awesome guy. And there's Alex here from work, and thank you for joining us. Awesome. And then let's see. Hey, Chris, do you know Stanley or no?
No, connect us if you would, man. I'd like to meet him.
Definitely. He's a good guy. He has about like 30,000 followers, and he was on the program as well. Okay, perfect. Okay, and the last question is, what is a actually, there's two more. What is a redneck connector? What is a redneck connector? That's on your profile. What would that be?
Well, you know, the simple way to answer this, there's really, the primary school of thought when it comes to if you're an entrepreneur, right? Service-based professional, coach, guide, expert, advisor, whatever, right? So you might
Yeah.
be a one man or woman show. Hey, you might have 5 or 6 employees. You're growing, right? You're growing this business. And lead gen is hard. Networking is hard, right? And so what we're taught is hey, have 40 random coffee chats, right? Get as much people as you can. Don't worry about qualifying. Just get bodies in front of you and have 40 coffee chats on Zoom, and hopefully somebody will buy your stuff, right? And that doesn't work for a lot of people. Didn't work for me. And if it works for you, hey, I'm jealous. Hats off to you. Good job, because I spent 40 years beating my head against the wall and feeling like I stink. So the problem is that you have value, but you may not know how to connect with others. You may not know how to, get in front of other people. So it's like it works like this. And now the whole hounds. I mean, we've got resources, tools to make this authentic, but now everybody in the hounds does what I've done. So here's how it goes. I'll pick up a DM or a text or an email, and I'll say, "Hey, Omar, um, you're a great guy. You do X, Y, and Z. I want to connect you with Kevin. Right? Here's what Kevin does. I want to encourage you guys to have a discussion. Right? Get to know each other. Talk about your business. There's got to be referrals or something here. Let me know if I can help you." Well, what happened? There's this ice cold connection that you could be a partner or referral or something with, right? It could be a good client for you. But if you DM them, they're going to assume you're just like every other spam message, right? They're going to assume that you're just, eh. And so we break through that and say, hey, the credibility of Kevin, myself, April Wyatt, that's what, and we don't have to be industry specific. So if Omar wants to meet a brain surgeon, the redneck right here, the connector, can go because of my credibility and say, hey, you two got something going on. And what I've seen is a compound effect, like a snowball that just ginormous, just keeps picking up traction because guess what happens? Now other people are starting to bring other people introductions, warm, trusted introductions. Hey, I know Omar, he's a good dude, and because I said so, I think you should talk. That could have took you months to never happen. So that's what I do is I connect people and amazing things together. And I see that vision. And then you know what? Here's the fun part. You know what happens? Instead of me talking about me and advertising me, other people point it back and say, hey, that guy's great. See, they don't expect that. They expect us to say we're great. They don't expect other people, hundreds of other people, because they wouldn't put their reputation on the line to say, hey, that Mike and Omar guy's great, man. They're always hooking us up and helping us out. And so when I need something, it's no surprise people come to help when they can, right? Because I help them. So we got this redneck Camelot. That's what I mean by that. We created this ecosystem where high level heart center professionals can go have fun, be authentic, and we don't have to do the pitchy slap and the spamming and all that stuff that just doesn't work for people like us because we don't like it. We like to build relationship. We want business marriage, business babies. We're not interested in all this other stuff. We want legit long-term farming. I don't want to have to go hunt for my food and sales. I want to go build a farm that brings it year after year. So that's what the connector does. I help you get unstuck and open up opportunities, and I put the Hounds of Business is the playground, the community. So you could be around hundreds of folks like that. Imagine how fun that would be to get business done and to have fun doing it. It's amazing.
It is. It is amazing. A lot of good points you made there. Right. If you know somebody and they connect you with somebody else, they're gonna trust you because they know who you are. If I know somebody and I connect them with you or another person, they know me, so they're gonna trust that relationship. The good example is Don Cohen, right? I've been on his show many times. You've been there. He always invites me. In fact, he wants to be. He wants me to be on his show this Thursday again. Does that, and so he calls me. We have this relationship. He knows who I am. Whoever I bring on, he trusts me, kind of thing. So that's kind of good there. We're almost running out. We're always over time, but you are. We can do double your time. You're always great. I always see you on the Russ show as well, Russ Head show, who was on the show as well, and they bring you on. So you're one of those wonderful people there. I just want to say hello to Homer. I want to say hello to Mariana, who's in Europe as well. And so I actually host for them when they do webinars or events. I'm the host for their program, which is project manager negotiations. And so they're a wonderful team definitely connect with them. And they do events on weekends, people around the world, and it's fun. Yeah. Royce is here as well, and with that, I want to thank you, Mike, and just your closing thoughts, a little bit. If you want to, in a sentence or two, tell us about yourself a little bit. I know you mentioned the Red Connector. You're connecting people. You do a lot of hounds with business stuff. And just in a sentence or two, tell us about a little bit of yourself, and then your closing thoughts. So we can end this here in about 5 minutes or less.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you, man, the opportunity. Thank you, Hounds, friends of the Hounds, Omar super fans. This is a real fun time, man. I really appreciate you. And again, don't be shy. I like to shine spotlights on good people and good things, man. So we got to get more folks to be impacted. Yeah, I'm willing to help you. So let me close on this, because this is truly why, honestly, I exist and the Hounds exist. I, I, I I was all passion and no clue, right? I always wanted to be somebody and do something special, Omar, right? But I didn't know how. I didn't know how. I didn't have advantages, and I didn't know what I didn't know, right? And I had to work on a lot of stuff inside and business wise. So here's why I'm so passionate. This is why we have amazing folks like you see in the comments and hundreds more. Is people have an impact. They have a desire. They see stuff. They see injustice, right? They see pay scale inequities. They see all these things, and they now more than ever since COVID, they really want to make an impact. And all the things out there we could change, right? And we're doing it in the pack, man. We got people in there, cancer survivor rates are just going, amazingly better. They're increasing survivor rates. And we're doing it as togetherness because I want to see them succeed. Here's the problem. Here's the problem. Most people won't succeed. They won't make that life-changing legacy leaving impact. You know why? Because they don't have the resources, people, and support to get it done, Omar. That's it. They need people that have their back, can open doors, open opportunities, come as you are, be your best self together. Again, redneck Camelot. Don't make that. We've millions of dollars ran through this. So this ain't a pipe dream. This ain't some silliness. Okay. This is a direct response. And what separates us from a lot is this. I don't want to pay the electric bill for the next 40 years. I don't want to get up and have to just pay the bills and get by anymore. We want to go out there and open up food banks on our own dollar. We want to go out. The next time I see kids run around without coats in underserved neighborhoods, I'm buying the coats, Omar, and so are the Hounds, man. That's what's separate. Because I'll end here. If thousands, not even millions, because we will do that. Mark my words. It's not about the numbers; it's about the impact. If just thousands more heart-centered high-level professionals, man, if we had the time, money, and freedom to do what we want, when we want, for as long as we want, with whomever we want, we can make that serious dent in stuff that matters. And that's what motivates us. How can I get stinking filthy, financially independent and wealthy as possible so I can go out there the next time I see somebody struggling to make an impact, I can make that dream a reality, man. Who's with me here? If that resonates with you, connect with me on LinkedIn, right? Mike Ashabraner. Find us on YouTube. We've got a group call. Just get the info. We may not be for you, but go find out if that's the case or not before you make a decision is what I encourage you to do. Get the facts, then say no. All right. Because we're moving fast, lightning speed. And the more the merrier. So if you don't fit in and you think you stink at business or you stink at marketing, you don't stink. You know what happened? You showed up to a football game with a baseball bat. You can't play a game if you don't know the rules and you don't know how to win it. So don't quit. Show up, give us a shot. And if we're not a good fit, Omar, guess what, dude? We're gonna walk you somewhere that is a good fit. We have no ego. We want to see. I got a little bit. I got a short amount of time on this earth. I'm gonna make use of it. So that's it, man. That's the calling card. And I appreciate you giving me the platform to reach folks and work together, man. You're a stand up dude. I'm for you.
Awesome, awesome. You made a lot of wonderful points there. I'll just close with that basically. And yeah, we really need to connect with people and help people out. We need people more like you in terms of the world of helping people. If you see somebody who's in distress or who need, we all need to go out and help that individual and that person, right? So a lot of the points that you're doing with the Hounds, connect with Mike, see what he's about, and he's a fabulous person. He does a lot of good work and charities, and that's what we're also trying to do with my game show Zoom Party or with this shout out and get to know the people from around the world. And today it was beautiful. We had people from the Philippines, people from France, people from Americas, people from Europe as well, like Mariana, and just wonderful connection that we have here. It's amazing. We do this show twice a week. So 2 guests per month, and it's a man and a woman. So next 2 weeks we're gonna have a lady, and I believe she's in England, so she's gonna be joining us on the program. I appreciate you, Mike, being on the show. We're gonna end it here, and look forward to collaborating with you next time. Check out Mike. Look his profile. He was on my game show as well. He had a lot of fun with that. We're gonna do more work later, and appreciate you. Last minute words or thoughts.
The world says you can't, prove them wrong. I tell you what, there's people and tapes in your head that say you can't and you're nobody or you can't do this. I'll be honest. What motivates me is the positive impact. But let's be real. Let's be real. Y- the best revenge is to live well, right? Be successful. Go be what they told you couldn't be, and by the time you hit that, you won't even care. Honestly, if you can't let it be, use it as fuel, right? If you can't, find a way around it. Again, water, right? Water goes over, under, around, through. You got to find a way. It's not your marketing. It could be, but it's probably your lack of resilience, right? It could be your lack of confidence. It's not your sales script. It's because you're not believing it. You got to work on the internal inside of you just as much as you are your business. Because when you get this done, when you get this like better every day, man, you're people will sense it. They'll raise it. They'll see you radiate, man. They're gonna like me. I don't care if you believe me or not. What this is this is backed up by empirical evidence and experience. What I care about is someone who goes, you know what? He said exactly what I can feel, and I can inspire someone else not to give up because of my experience. So if you people are booing you, it's the wrong people. That don't hey, you keep going until somebody like Omar says, hey, I'm gonna have a crazy man on my show because I think like him, right? We want to see good things. So stop
Exactly.
giving up, plug into the hounds, man. We might have the support system that you need to get that thing going. We've done it.
Amazing.
All right,
And I
don't.
was gonna say, I don't care what they say on the news, but rednecks are nice people. Redneck people are nice, like we can see here.
Oh man, all of them. Yeah,
So,
people are people. There's rednecks all over the world, man. I've seen them in Uganda. I've seen them in Alberta, Canada. Man, we're just good, hardworking people. It's fun, but people are people, and I love the fact that we connect with people all across the world. I care. I don't care what you're wrapped in, man. I care about who you are. Your character is what matters to me. I don't. Last thing, I was talking to somebody. I said, DEI, I've never set out to accomplish a DEI, metric.
yeah,
However, if you look at the hounds per capita, we got one of the most diverse communities you can find because we focused on character and alignment and values. Because that's a shared human experience all across the world. I mean, you don't have to be in a certain continent or background or origin to want to make sure that kids are taken care of and people are mentally well. That's where we're at, brother. So, man, I appreciate you. You better pull the plug, or I'm going to start talking again, man. We're going to start round
exactly. I
two.
mean, we could do another hour. We could do another 2 hours.
Yeah.
Hey, this is the 33rd episode. Maybe for the 50th episode or the 100th episode, I'll bring the guests, super guest, and we'll do an hour special. And that'll be fun. We'll see what it is. And guys, did you rate the show? Go ahead and rate the show, like Mike said. What are you going to give us today? Everybody, rate the show. Who's watching? Mariana, Homer, whoever's watching, rate the show. Rate the show. And it was great. I'm going to be back in 2 weeks with another special guest. Mike was excellent. He might be back on the show. And then at the end of the season, which will be coming up, we always give a gift card out. So we're going to be putting a poll out for guests to pick their favorite person who was on my show. And then they're going to get a gift card. Last year was Stanley Green. He had like 15 votes on that. So that's going to come out as well. We got 100. We got 100. Thank you so much. I'd love to say another hour, but we gotta go. I do have another show in an hour to get ready for. Mike, thank you so much. I'm gonna put you in the breakout room, and I'm just gonna do my closing thoughts real quick. Thank you, everybody. That was Mike. He was an enjoyable guest for number 33. Join us back again for another episode in 2 weeks' time, same time, noon Eastern, and that would be an exciting time. That's 9 Pacific. See you next time. My name's Omar. Take care of yourself. Drink some water. Be healthy. Go outside. Meet a new person. And stay well. See you next time, guys. Bye.